We're live on the internet. Guys, what's up? Nice to see you. Are we back? Well, we got a lot to discuss, including the potential for a government shutdown end coming soon. They're going to reopen the government. I know what you're thinking. Crap, they're reopening the government. Yeah, well, also it's going to pump markets because they're going to drain the TGA, flood system with liquidity, and our dog coins will go to the moon. We got a lot to talk about. We got Bitcoin charts, Ethereum charts, Solana charts, Litecoin, stocks, much more. It's going to be a good time. We were straight into, of course, answering your questions. Second half of the stream. Let's go. Chucky Schumer reportedly wants a meeting to end the U.S. government shutdown. I guess Donald Trump saying that he's going to take away people's food stamps enough to get the Democrats to go, oh, shit, we better go. Travel chaos? Now, you know. What are you guys talking about in the chat right now? No, seriously. What is going on? I'm just going to pretend I'm not paying attention to the chat right now. We're going to continue. Shutdown ending by Friday. Then says Fajal, U.S. Transportation Department announces mandatory flight cuts at major U.S. airports starting on Friday. Interesting. There's going to be a lot of backlash coming soon for the government shutdown continuing, and probably a lot of blame being put towards Democrats. I know both sides have to negotiate, but I think there's definitely one side being seen as the ones holding up the process right now. Finance Law says President Trump says the Republicans plan to kill the filibuster this afternoon and reopen the government. It's coming soon, guys. Coming soon. Currently, betting markets saying within the next week or so, we see the government reopen in the USA, which means that the TGA account will be available for banks to drain the living crap out of all that liquidity sitting there. Hundreds of billions will flow back to the market. Dog coins will go to the moon. Tom here saying that the government reopen bull candle will be glorious. In response to Lexia's post here, look at this liquidity map. The entire market is positioned for a bear market. Either everyone's right for once, or we're about to see the biggest short squeeze of the year. A lot of liquidity sitting up here. A lot of liquidity. Markets love taking liquidity. Also, we're not much on the downside, not a lot of liquidity until we get to like $90,000, okay? But a lot more liquidity up here, okay? It's interesting. Everybody, of course, sentiment's been pretty bad the past few days. You've been here, you know that. What's interesting is that as we got to like $100,000, like, what happens? Everybody thinks it's a genius fucking idea to start shorting the market. It would be a shame if all those shorts got squeezed out. You know. Sistine Research, divine support plus the biggest supermoon since 2019. This is the 2019 supermoon right here, baby. Right here. Supermoon to the moon. Let's go. Hello from Seattle. Hello from Dubai. Dinosaur Muscle Cars. Good name. Good name. I dig it, man. Trump expects GDP growth in Q3 of 4.2% or more. That, guys, they're running it so hot right now. It's absolutely nuts. We also had some other stuff coming today. I didn't bring up the tweets for those. We had like the services PMI come in at over expectation. Basically, it came in hot, which is good. We had jobs numbers come in, beat expectations. So, you know, things are not doing too bad. I know there's other things that are not so great. We had the ISM PMI come below expectations. The manufacturing index was not good, but not everything's bad. Kiwi living in the UK. Awesome, man. A lot of Kiwis living in either the UK or Australia right now. So many young Kiwis leaving New Zealand. Sometimes I think about New Zealand and politicians there, and it's like this race to the bottom. Doesn't make any sense. It's like they're trying to push away anybody between the age of 20 and 40. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole of talking about New Zealand politics here, guys. SPX futures currently in the green. NASDAQ futures currently in the green. Not by a lot. I mean, look, essentially the markets are flat. We've seen a little more downside volatility, let's say, in the markets today, but overall markets are looking to open approximately flat when they come out, okay? Right now, the DXY has come out to this major area of price resistance here, but it's now correcting. They even got overbought just briefly, just the tiniest little bit here. So if you would be looking at this chart and thinking, okay, Well, what's a more likely scenario right now that's going to go on some absolutely mega epic run? I mean, certainly possible. It's always possible, right? You can see back here, we crossed over the RSI into overbought territory, and all that stuff back here in October 24 before the DXY went on a massive run. But that also coincided because everything else was going on at the same time with risk assets absolutely running. But usually when you see dollar strength, risk assets suffer. When you see dollar weakness, risk assets do well. Potential for rejection here is definitely something to keep an eye on. Alex Kruger shared this. This Bitcoin chart tells you spot buyers, strong hands have driven price higher all day today. Well, perp shorts, those people trading, have been fighting the market. This is unusual. Open interest increasing while price goes up and funding goes down. Most fresh shorts from the last few days are yet to unwind, and the market is thus at risk of a strong push higher once shorts start unwinding or get liquidated. Positive news on the government shutdown should trigger that move. Yami chain here. My conviction just keeps getting higher. The top is not in. That's in response to this post here by Frank. The top buyers capitulating exactly the wrong time is how bottoms form. Interesting. So you can see short-term hurdle capitulation happen at 25, 54, 100K, followed by which we had big moves to the upside in the market. Bitcoin Archive sharing this one. Bitcoin daily RSI hits the most oversold level since April. Last night rallied 70% from 74 to 126K. Martin here saying strong buy signal on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's net taker volume just hit minus 53 million, a deep negative print indicating aggressive selling. Historically, these spikes often mark local bottoms, as you can see back in these areas here. Now, is it the bottom? Well, I guess we'll end up finding that out. But certainly local bottoms usually marked by these big spikes, okay? Bitcoin currently just chilling here. This is actually on the weekly chart. The most important thing right now, which we're going to keep an eye on for the rest of the week, is this right here. The 50-week EMA. It's Reza says, falling below the 50-week again right now. I guess you're talking about the 50-week SMA, which we can put on here just for reference as well if you want. There it is right there. Currently, it's a super thin line, Lark. Currently, this ridiculously thin line right here, the 50-week simple moving average, is at about let's just call it $103,000. Okay, I use the EMAs. I'm less of a fan of the simple moving averages because they're much more lag indicators. EMAs I always find a little more relevant. Anyway, EMA 50-week right here at $100,000, let's say. Price needs to finish the week above that. I think the simple moving average enthusiast will look at if we get a weekly close at $102,800 as it being a warning sign. But I think the 50-week EMA is very valid and important indicator. So far, we've bounced. You can see here this downtrend support level hit right here. Very interesting. Stay above the 50-week EMA, we're good. Close below the 50-week EMA, we have problems, okay? We have problems. Let's see how we go, though. Put it on the daily here just so you can see what's going on a more nuanced view here. You can see here on the daily, Bitcoin having a nice little bounce. Decent green candle yesterday. Today, slight red. It's fine. The question is, do we go back under 98,000 and some change? Well, that's where my stop loss is for my current Bitcoin trade, which I have open here over on BitUnex, currently around $2,000 in unrealized profits if we go under the lows of the other day, which can always happen. A lot of fragility, a lot of emotional trauma right now in the market. If that happens, we get stopped out, we take a hit, it's fine. But usually those oversold 4-hour RSIs, which is what we got, can be a situation where you'll see a bounce come in. You guys see the pump on Digibyte. What's going on with that? Man, all these Dino coins are pumping. Horizon's pumping. Dash is pumping. Digibyte's pumping. It's pretty crazy, actually. Pretty crazy. Hey, Cosmic Lolly, what's up? Nice to see you. Anyway, that long is currently open. Let's see what happens. If you want to join me trading over on BitUnix, of course, never been a better time. They have a crazy deal going on right now. Of course, you can long the rips, short the dips, all that fun kind of stuff. Trade all the big coins, whether Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever. They got exotic altcoins over here you can trade too. Available to anyone, anywhere. That's you. Now, if you sign up today using the link down below, you'll get an automatic upgrade to VIP level 3 if you deposit over $2,000. Okay. That means you're going to discount your trading fees. Plus, if you deposit $2,000, you get 400 back, 5,700, 10,000, you're getting 1,000 back, 20,000, you're getting 2,000 back, 50,000, you're getting 5,000 back, and $100,000, you're getting $10,000 back. That's an insane promotion. Okay. So look, literally never been a better time to sign up over on BitUnix. There's a link down below where you can get started today. This is an extremely limited time promotion, ends in just a few days. So hop on board if you want to hop on board. Okay. Link down below. So just gonna put this one out here. Okay. This guy, I don't really know who this person is. Some streamer of some variety. Apparently they're launching their token. Iggy Azalea launched the Mother token. It actually went up pretty crazy. I think it was like a $300 million market cap or something, Mother. But then, of course, went down horrifically like the vast majority of all these celebrity bullshit coins. The crazy thing, watching this, is realizing that there are some of you crazy fucking apes are actually going to put money into this bullshit. Don't buy not financial advice. You guys do what the fuck you want with your money. You can burn it however you want. I would recommend, though, before buying a celebrity meme coin, try throwing your money out the window first. Some of it might actually blow back in. Okay? Okay, there we go. Here's your public service announcement from Grandpa Lark today. Taiki Meta posted this. Expecting a K-shaped recovery for crypto moving forward. Recovering sectors, Bitcoin, coins with buybacks, dead sectors, overvalued infrastructure, which is a lot of fucking coins. Coins with unlocks, which is a lot of fucking coins. Garbage, which is a lot of coins. Yeah. Think coins with buybacks. Coins are strong narratives. I think the AI sector is definitely something to still keep an eye on. But I think it's very much true and probably has been generally true for this cycle that a lot of sectors just keep dying more. Okay. Other sectors continue to have more success. You'd get fined for littering if you throw your money out the window and still be better off. It's true. It's true. Iggy Azalea still, yeah, man, she's still around. She launched her meme. What's that? 2024. She launched her meme coin. She launched her meme coin. I would say that all the celebrities that have launched meme coins, she probably worked the hardest for the longest to try to make her meme coin relevant. Of course, didn't end up working out because there was no real inherent value. But I think they tried launching a casino or something like that. Anyway, language lark. I forget some people watch with their kids. I'm sorry. I know I'm talking like a dirty sailor around here sometimes. Gotta make it a family-friendly show, Lark. Come on. Anyway, Ethereum currently, look, at least we got oversold the other day. That's a nice potential area for a bounce. We did get oversold on the bounce from the support line. There's a lot to actually like in the charts right now, but the fear remains, of course, very, very high, which is problematic. MACD still in a downtrend. Okay. Things are rough and there's been a lot of pain and trauma. At least yesterday on the bounce candle, we did have decent volumes, not overwhelming volumes, but decent volumes. The line in the sand right now for ETH, $3,600. Okay. That's it. That's the bull bear line, the 200-day EMA. Always is, always will be. Of course, Bitcoin's also under the 200-day EMA. Okay. We need to see these coins bounce back and get back over these levels relatively soon. Okay. Solana, very similar situation. Came back down, traded briefly under this area of previous price support, by the way. Bounced back up, currently sitting just around there. 200-day EMA pretty far away, up here at about $185. Bought some more Solana today because I thought, screw it, why not? Pump Fun rejected at the 50-day EMA. It's decent. We even got the rally up to the 50-day EMA, to be honest. But that's the level to take out, okay? We need to see some decent volumes. We need to see it taken out. I remain bullish on Pump. These guys are still buying back $1 million every single day of their coin. It's crazy. Okay, here's an interesting one. Master BTC LTC posted this. Litecoin is now where Zcash was before it went vertical with a much larger network effect. Before Zcash pumped, Litecoin was doing about 100x the daily transactions. Even after Zcash's rise, Litecoin still does around 20x the daily transactions. Litecoin breaks out daily transactions because soar past 1 million. Then add the coin market cap, just add Litecoin to the privacy category yesterday. Higher, higher, higher. Interesting. Litecoin, definitely, in terms of the Dino coins, somebody brought up Digibyte earlier. Digibyte's pumping. We can look at that chart in a second if you want. Digibyte's pumping. All these other bullshit coins are pumping that nobody gives a shit about. Nobody's cared about for a very, very long time. I mean, Zen, Dash, really, guys? Really? Anyway. Don't use Master for charts. I don't know anything about the guy. I just saw his chart. That was a decent one to kind of be a kickoff talking point for the narrative around Litecoin. So he expects Litecoin to hit $21,000 a cycle. That's probably overly optimistic, but I do feel like Litecoin could be. I don't have a position in Litecoin. As always, you guys see my full portfolio disclosures down below in the YouTube description. Okay. Over in the pin comment on next two, you'll see all my portfolio holdings there, plus an important risk statement because risky investing in crypto is wildly risky. Okay. Be careful. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Past performance does not equate to future performance. And I'm not here to give you financial advice. Okay. I'm just a dude to share my opinions on the internet. Anyway, here's my opinion about Litecoin. Okay. So seriously, check this out. Litecoin currently sitting here just around the 200-week EMA. It's around $92. This ceiling price around $138 has been just absolutely hammered down every single time by Litecoin whales who just smash the price down every time we get up right into this area. It's been like that for a year now. Okay. I remember buying some Litecoin back here, being like, yeah, we're going to break out. And we didn't break out. Anyway, this is one to watch out for. With other Dino coins pumping, I feel like Litecoin's lagging behind, considering especially just got a freaking ETF. Can you show Polygon some love? We can look at the chart. I don't know how much love I can give it, man. But we can look at the chart. Let's have a look. Polygon. That's the weekly chart, actually. That's interesting. Let's put it on the daily. I like the daily more. Better for short-term price action thoughts. Interestingly, Polygon was, I don't want to say doing okay, but the chart was looking vaguely decent until the middle of September. Then we had a massive pullback on it since then, like most coins in the market, to be fair. So it's not specifically about Polygon, but Polygon, I think, is one of those coins that's really just struggled recently in the markets because the layer one blockchain trade feels old, man. Now, there's still some obvious winners, right? Ethereum and Solana being the big ones. Some of the other stuff like Sui or Say or Aptos, I mean, to some extent, overvalue big VC coins where you got a lot of sell pressure coming in all the time. But one of those coins could have the potential to have a real breakout moment and do something really, really good in the market. But some of these older coins like Polygon, and I know Polygon still gets good daily users, man. This is the thing. They got Polymark and all that stuff. But the reality is that the market has just not been caring about it. Now, the flip side here is that if we can break out here, basically I'd take out the 200-day EMA around 24 cents. That could start a major new uptrend here for Polygon. Right now, at the current prices, don't know. I feel like I hardly ever hear anyone talk about Polygon these days, and that it's lost a lot of its mind share that it once had. Nucha putting this: some virtuals tokens fell today because of fears of bubble around NVIDIA. Anyone who thinks we're in an AI bubble like the .com bubble in 2000 is going to have a hard time adapting to the upcoming age of AI and robotics for the next 10 years. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, man. Absolutely agreed. I think we've seen some, and are going to keep seeing some absolutely massive moves. We've done lots of videos on this. We have more videos coming on this topic about how the current AI bubble is nothing like the .com bubble because earnings have kept up the valuations and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, here's Tom Lee. Talking to the virtuals, guys. Tom Lee's bullish on virtuals. Virtuals sitting at the 20-day EMA currently. Don't like this, though. This is one thing I don't like the virtuals chart. It makes me think we could get some better buying prices still to come, unfortunately. So that is a daily MACD bearish crossover brewing here, okay? Doesn't mean long-term bearish on virtuals or anything like that, but short-term, you know, the chart could be looking a little bit better. So I would look at the Digibyte chart earlier, too. It's just, I want to bring it up for you guys so you can see what we're talking about here. Digibyte, a coin that like literally no one's cared about for years. I've got the occasional question about it over the past couple of years, but man, Digibyte, wildly dead coin. Nobody gives a crap about it. Up 100% today. There you go. There you go, guys. NASDAQ did correct down a little bit here, but I can still see it coming back to the 50-day EMA, and that would totally be cool and normal, okay? Clean Spark down at the 50-day EMA. Interesting spot. You want to see a nice bounce there. Remember, these guys are getting big time right now into data centers and stuff like that. So they want another Bitcoin miner making the addition to their business of AI data centers. Iris Energy previously ran massively on their pivot. So I can see others doing that too. Cypher Mining as well has had a big move. Qualcomm bounced nicely off the 20-day EMA here. Very good move to see. Going to buy another few $1,000 of that today, I think. I feel like this one has the great potential for a big catch-up play. I mean, this candle right here was caused by them basically coming out and saying that they are making competitor GPUs to NVIDIA, and they're at a $200 billion market cap. So, look, this is not one of those 100x plays, but I can get a solid like 2, 3, 4, 5x out of this over the next few years. Feels like I'm winning, personally. Okay? AMD came back down to the 20-day EMA approximately. This one's feeling a bit overextended, though. I feel like buys, you might get some chances to buy this still down around like $200 or something like that, but I'll keep an eye out there. I'll let you know if I buy some more. Anyway, oh, by the way, hold on. Sign up to our newsletter. It's awesome and free. No, seriously, it's right down below. Link you'll find for it there. Stocks, macro, crypto, altcoin reports, stock reports, chart analysis, signals, all kinds of stuff, guys. It's awesome. Link down below. Okay. Let's get the red light hats out. It's time. Nice. And hydrate, guys. Don't spend more than you're willing to lose. Life savings of 20 years? What are you thinking? Oh my gosh. Yo-ho, good morning, good morning, good morning, or good night. I don't know. 3:23 in the morning. That's late, ma'am. Don't know if you're waking up or about to go to sleep, but holy cow. That is definitely early in the morning. Welcome. Welcome, brother. I flooded the crypto markets another $1,000. Let's go. Let's go, man. Will Zcash flip Cardano? Honestly, it should. Will it? I don't know. How's Cardano still worth $25 billion or whatever it's worth? I have no idea. And don't get me going down the Cardano route again. No, guys. I don't know. The Zcash trade has been a pretty crazy one. Everybody talking about Zcash as the new Bitcoin and stuff like that. Seems a little bit... yeah. Anyway, who cares about what narrative is being pushed? Look at the fucking price action. This thing's up almost 10x since we first started talking about it here on the channel. Did I buy? No, of course I didn't buy. I faded it. I was like, what is this bullshit dino coin? I guess people love bullshit dino coins. Don't fade Naval Ravikant tweets again, Lark. There's your life lesson. I flipped into ICP. That's where you guys want me to look at the ICP chart. I haven't looked at that in a while. Let's have a look. I have no idea what's going on with ICP, by the way. I literally never look at this chart or think about ICP really at all. But hey, man, I'll give you that. That's a nice pump, guys. Congrats, ICP fam. That is not bad at all. Look at that. Okay, look at that. I mean, that's good. That's a good move, man. Ever since the 1st of November, so we had this whole week of craziness. ICP's up 137%. ICP bulls. Winning. I love to see it. Awesome stuff, guys. I have absolutely no idea what that's happening because I don't pay that much attention to ICP. But, oh my gosh. I know what you're thinking, guys. I know what you're thinking. Only... Is this real? Oh, there's a little bit back here. Here we go. Only 10,000% to go before we get to a new all-time high. Yeah. Let's go. Is that for real? Oh my God. How even these levels are crazy. That's just casual. Let's say that's like more of a real high versus the initial mega sort of pump there. But even down to these levels is like 1,200%. That's crazy. And by the way, the again, congrats on the pump if you magically caught the bottom of that. But if you've been bag holding this thing for fucking ever, it doesn't really make any difference. But congrats on the pump. Currently, the daily RSI is around 77. Not saying it can't keep pumping, but the danger increases with the RSI moving up that fast on it. Okay, just FYI. Anyway, ICP, huh? Iggy Azalea's coin should flip Cardano. You know. To be fair, if I had to choose somebody to keep me warm on those lonely nights, kind of feel like Charles would be better, man. I don't know. I mean, you know, not like in a weird way, you know, just like hang out with Charles, tell some stories around the campfire and stuff like that. You know, he got the beard, man. What the fuck are we talking about? The beard is calling. Indeed it is. Oh, dude, I know. Again, why did I fade into ball? Because the Dino coins, man. Again, just some of these coins are just, now you see all these privacy coins pumping. It doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't even make any sense, man. DGB's pumping, whatever. But the good news is that people are willing to take risks in the market and that they will pump stuff in the market and that things will go crazy. Me too. Saw Zcash $200 not too high. I mean, usually it would be the case, man. This is the thing. We've been conditioned by the market that when these kind of moves happen, you fade them. But for some reason, all these huge influential accounts over on X got behind the Zcash narrative and they've just been pushing it nonstop. And the price just keeps going up. Working for the bags, man. Is Uniswap a dead coin? I mean, no, but also kind of yes. Until Hayden and the team switch on the fee sharing, which they promised they were, well, they didn't promise. They strongly hinted was going to happen back in 2021. Never happened because, of course, regulatory fears and the Biden regime's crackdown on crypto and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, here's the thing. Uniswap is a useless token unless you're like a big venture capital for Galaxy Digital or someone like that, or Pantera. Maybe you're going to come in and buy 50 million bucks worth of Uniswap so you can govern the protocol, because at that level it actually makes sense. You with your couple $1,000 maybe of Uniswap doesn't fucking matter. It's completely useless to you. Okay, if they ever change things and actually add in revenue sharing, of course it'll get a giant pump and then it'll be hard to even get into it. But I have no idea if or ever they're going to do that. It's been years. They could have done it now. We have a new government in the USA. They could turn on the revenue fee sharing switch. They could have done it immediately after Trump got elected. It's November and they still haven't done it. And there's no real good excuse for it except, fuck it, why would they? It's worked this long without giving you guys a bunch of fucking money. Why don't they just keep it all themselves? I can sympathize. I get it. I get it, Hayden. He's the CEO of or lead dev of Uniswap. Maybe they'll turn the fee sharing switch on sooner than later. Right now, it's used as governance token. It doesn't really interest me because of that. Three letters. Every government fears XMR. It is the best. Sui chart, please. Lark is still bully on Suish. Still bullish on Suish. Still Suish on bully. Are you still bullish on Sui? Yeah, we'll look at the chart in a second. Sell now. Sell now. Okay, let's have a look. Sui USD. Well, it did break out of that triangle. just in the wrong direction. Hey, look, okay, serious talk though here, okay? It, like every other coin right now in the market, is in a downtrend. It's getting beat up like every other coin in the market right now. There's nothing particularly exceptional about that. SUI probably doesn't really move till the broader market moves. You can see right now there's specific areas of outperformance. Some of the Dino coins are pumping. A lot of the big VC funded layer one altcoins, say SUI, Aptos, have been just getting their asses kicked, right? We did get oversold here on the daily, second oversold signal on the daily in the last month. So extreme sell pressure has come in here. You might even say we've got a nice little bit of a bullish divergence for me up here on the RSI with a higher low on the RSI and a lower low on the price. Let's see what happens. Watching this for a trade potential, you got to take out the 20-day EMA. That's just simple. It's around 238 right now. Over the next few days, it'll keep trending down to around 220 or something like that by the end of the week, probably. Definitely a team that keeps shipping. The momentum, ICO just happened the other day. That was super successful. Hey, by the way, you guys remember us talking about that back in the day and the airdrop and stuff like that? Yeah, people were paying attention. Anyway, continuing. Maybe Binance is pumping Dino coins the way to pay back winter meat with the FOMO. It's interesting. A lot of these big VC coins do make these sort of deals where they've got these big market makers involved, whereas a lot of the old Dino coins, they just kind of got organically listed and they're just kind of there. And people also, I think, we're in a weird way, it feels like we're going back to the basics, man. We're pumping Digibyte and we're pumping not Litecoin, apparently. What the fuck, guys? Dash and Zcash and all that stuff getting pumped. People are going back to this sort of like blockchain fundamentals and pumping these old Dino coins because they're a little more honest. They have their full supplies out, or we know who's got what and where it is, right? Can we see all-time highs for altcoins this cycle? For some, sure. Not for most. Even if we get a really hardcore risk on liquidity injection and everything works out just right, a lot of these altcoins are not going to come back. You got to understand that. And we're talking like look at all the altcoins that come out over the past few years. I don't know what kind of random dog shit some of you guys are holding, but some of those coins are definitely not going to come back, even in perfect risk on conditions. Okay. Now, the recent Dino coin pumps proven to us that some of these coins do have not only a hope, but they're actually going to do pretty well when the time comes. Robotics is interesting. Remember your video talking about, oh yeah, I remember. It's been some interesting. Natic's an interesting one. Oki as well. I've sold both those since then, by the way. Just trying to tighten my portfolio. I feel like if I want to really, and those might be interesting plays for crypto robotics, right? But my general feeling has been, I want to get equity, right? I want to get real companies. And I know these guys are doing cool things. Don't get me wrong. Okay. It's hard building Web3, but I like the idea of buying like Figure AI pre-market or something like that. I kind of want to learn about how long you've been trading in and what you thought about my predicament or my portfolio. Did you post something about that already? Here we go. Post the question. Wow, I've been trading for a long time in crypto, but anyway, if you have a specific question about your portfolio and stuff like that, just post it up here again. Magic Meatball says maybe. I got pretty panicked the other day and didn't take anything out in time, so I closed my entire save position to have some cash on hand for emergencies. And as always, I bought back $100 so I can watch it. Yeah, classic. It happens, man. Don't beat yourself up. Litecoin's the worst performing coin, dumped it. Litecoin pumping it makes sense. So what happens? It's true. It's true. Instead, Digibyte pumps. Fucking Digibyte. You know, guys. Just think less, ape more, I guess. Apparently, that's the lesson. Find coins nobody talks about, dino coins, and then just buy them and hope they go up. I guess we should all go buy some Icon and some Neo, right? Jeez. Are we gonna be holding our bags through this cycle again together? If so, just make sure to let me know when it's time to start falling back into positions. I haven't really exited. I mean, look, I've swapped around some of my altcoin bags, ones I think have better narratives and stuff like that, like virtuals, for example. But other than that, I remain pretty much heavily deployed in the market. Like I said, the one regret that I have is I should have cut even more altcoin bags like Avalanche and stuff like that back in April and bought equities, because equities have outperformed all that shit. Anyway. Lark, what's going on with Jupe? Will it recover before it gets absolutely wrecked after Jupeary? Hopefully so. Oh boy. Yeah, Jupeary is not going to be great, is it? I'm guessing it's one of the hardest years of crypto. Well, no. Okay, look, as a crypto content creator, okay. As a crypto content creator, 2018 was the hardest year. It's interesting. You know, for 6 months, I was able to grow my channel from nothing to, I don't know, 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers, something like that. That's crazy. And videos were getting great views and people were really excited about crypto. And then, of course, 2018 came, market started correcting and it was over. And by the end of 2018, videos were getting like 1,000 views maybe. That was hard. 2025, it's frustrating sometimes to, you know, we've got great content we're putting out. Maybe I put out too many videos. I don't know. I feel like we're putting out a lot of really good videos on a lot of really good topics. I'm trying to branch out more into the other stuff I'm interested in, talking about stocks and macroeconomics and the Fed and stuff like that. But overall, it's been okay. It's been okay. You know, affiliate marketing does okay and stuff like that. And we've got our newsletter business that's kind of trucking along in the background and stuff. And YouTube ad revenue has been okay. So in terms of being a content creator and the business side of things, it's been fine. It's been fine. But yeah, definitely could have been better. We haven't had any sort of crazy mania where you start getting, 50, 100,000 views every video and stuff like that. Get on to Dash, people. Is Dash going to be the catch-up trade for anybody who missed the initial move on Zcash? $127 currently. RSI's got up to 88 on the daily yesterday, 2 days ago. That's a crazy run, man. $150. Look at that. Been absolutely cooking this thing. Absolutely cooking. That's wild. Huge move. Congratulations to, I guess, all the Dash bulls out there who apparently came into existence on the 29th of September. That's crazy. Look at some of these moves that have happened in these coins. This thing's up 650%. I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself how I missed these moves. Really, I completely faded it. I felt like this narrative was just done and dusted for a while. Apparently not. Not only did Zcash pump, every other privacy coin went absolutely freaking bonkers. We saw them all just go crazy almost overnight. And they've all just had relentless bid for coins that nobody gave a shit about for years. I mean, look at the chart on this thing, man. This is a coin that this is literally the 2021. We actually go back and find it even longer. I think like Poloniex has probably got more historical price data. Throw it on the weekly here. So you can just get an idea of how utterly dead this coin has been and for how long it's been utterly dead. An incredibly long time. Really since, think about this, the price last week was the same the price was in March of 2017. That's crazy. February of 2017. That's crazy. Before the entirety of the bull run even cooked off in 2017. That, by the way, was an entire year-long bull run. Just FYI, in case you weren't around for any of that. But here's the thing. Ever since that time, it didn't even get close to its previous highs in the 2021 run. It came up to $450. The previous all-time high was $1,600. And then, of course, very brief price action, really just from February until May. And then it never made new highs later in the year. And the rest of the coins started making new highs. and that's just been doing nothing. Even in 2024, it got back up to what, $60, but that's only $1,600 under the previous all-time high. It's pretty wild how some of these things have just gone absolutely bonkers recently. Even retailers realize that 99% of crypto YouTube is hype-ridden crap and not worth watching, hence the low views. Well, to be fair, we do relatively okay in terms of our viewership size and stuff like that versus the views that we get. So there's that. Yeah, there is a lot of hypey bullshit out there. Look, I try my best, guys. We try to give you data-influenced research, right? Charts, data, real stuff you can use, right? I hope it's useful for you guys. But it's not that, this is the thing you need to understand. There's a baseline. We're at the baseline of views, okay? Which is fine. It's steadily gone up over time. And then there's the mania, which happens every so often, every few years. You'll get mania periods. So you'll see views on YouTube, and I use this as a metric, right? Views on YouTube will explode at the same time like Coinbase app's exploding, for example, because that means regular people are coming back in and they start going to YouTube looking for information, right? So you might think it's just because we're all shit, which is, you know, I suppose a take. Maybe it's not directed towards me personally, but I think a lot of content creators are doing pretty decent jobs. There's a lot of good content creators out there. There's a lot of bullshit too, but that's always going to be the case. But I think that generally, you just don't have a lot of retail participation in crypto more broadly right now. That's why prices have been struggling. That's why you're not getting a lot of bid on a lot of these coins. That only specific narrative sectors pop off at a time because the whole market kind of gets behind one idea or narrative. Where is retail gone? Sports betting, predictions markets, options trading, energy stocks, data center, AI stocks, all that kind of stuff. They found better places to speculate. Okay? So that's part of the thing too. People have realized that a lot of the, it's not crypto YouTubers' faults for hype-ridden crap, it's that a lot of the coins are themselves just not fantastic. This is the thing. There's a lot of great trades out there in crypto, a lot of ways to make money in an incredibly short amount of time, getting into the right narratives and stuff like that. But also a lot of people have been burned. 2022 fucked a lot of people up, man. Anyway, continuing. Can you give me some views on CRO? I've not looked at the, why don't we have a quick look at the chart here? I haven't actually looked at it in a while. Cronos. Man, look at that. Big run-ups. You can see every time you get these giant RSI run-ups, what happens immediately afterwards? The price corrects. I think I was saying that back here when we had the big run-up when the Trump announced they were buying billions, or not Trump, but, you know, his company announced they're going to do this big deal with CRO. Since then, ran from 38 down to 12 cents currently. And look, every coin's corrected since then. This is not me picking on Cronos, unless you're in privacy coins, because those are all mooning like absolutely freaking nuts, or Digibyte or ICP or a few other random coins that are going up massively in value right now. Most coins are not doing very well in the market. So it's not Cronos's fault. You know, they've got a blockchain and a good app that uses their coin and stuff like that. So it's definitely got its use cases, right? But in chart wise, it looks like a lot of other stuff in the market right now. There's really not too much commentary on it, except for it's in a downtrend. It's been in a downtrend for a while. When that downtrend breaks, there's probably something interesting there. Until that downtrend breaks, probably not a lot to think about here for it. If you're looking at this as a trading opportunity, if you're a mega bull on Cronos for one reason or another, think it's a blue chip coin or whatever, then yeah, maybe buying under the 200-day EMA is a long-term value position if you're willing to hold it for a long enough time to see it come to fruition. Otherwise, watch for the 20-day EMA to break, which actually is pretty close above, to be fair. It's around 14 cents, so it's closer than some other coins. Break out above 14 cents, there's probably a long trade coming in there. Okay, it's been a long downtrend. Been in a downtrend here since August. So something to watch out for, the break of that trend anyway. Retail got snatched by inflation to an extent, man. To an extent, it did. A lot of people in the regular economy are hurting, losing their jobs and stuff like that. But the investor class, they're always out there willing to spend money on stuff, man. Lark Stopper and Trolls bring they don't bring me down. I got pretty thick skin, man. Years in putting my face out in public talking about stuff. I respond to people with critical comments because I think it's interesting to have those discussions, right? People have certain views, and I don't, unless people are being totally fucking rude, that's a different conversation. But people have, fears, concerns, negative comments. We can air those sometimes too. That's fine as well. Pancake swap is very undervalued. Maybe. Perhaps. I swapped mine out though. I felt like, you know what? I'm going to go back to instead of being on BSC, I'm going to go back to the nice, safe home of base and Solana. That's where I spend most of my time, where I'll continue to spend most of my time. This market is a joke. It's not a very funny joke, to be honest, is it? I've heard better. We're not back, man. Let's see. I know we got a lot of recovery to do. We're not back, but like I've said before, is the bottom in? Well, if we can stay above $98,700, obviously, it's in. Great, fantastic. I think there's a lot of interesting confluences to say that at the very least, a local bottom could be in for a while. But we need to see some strength. We need to get bulls, need to get their shit together and actually pump the market at some point here. Okay. But being so back, you need to get the price a bit higher and get the real breakout beyond the 20-day EMAs and stuff like that. We're in a downtrend, guys. We're in a downtrend until the 20-day EMAs get broken. Until that point, we're in a downtrend. Okay. And 20-day EMA retests are usually short opportunities until they're not, until it breaks out. So just keep that in mind. Okay. It's very simple stuff here. Bearish under the 200-day EMAs, which are most of the coins are, except 20, 30 coins that are pumping in the market right now for God knows what reason. The rest of the coins, most of them are under their 200-day EMAs, so that means they're in bearish territory. Most of them are trading under their 20-day EMAs, which means they're in bearish territory. And if you're looking for momentum in the market to get a breakout trade, you have to wait until we cross over the 20-day EMAs. That's momentum breakout's going to come. Next, bear market, I'm going to DCA into Bitcoin as heavy as I can and then ride that out. Nice. I'm married to these bags. One of us. I love starting my day here. Great information, great community. My man, you're welcome. Great to have you here. VeChain needs to that is a dino coin, man. That is a dino coin. Lark with his hat. Guys, we're going to finish up there. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, getting a chance to talk with you. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you back for tomorrow's stream. Peace.